NT Media Productions presents I'm Making It Happen Recovery Series. I'm Making It Happen is brought to you by Plaza Extra West, St. Croix, Plaza Extra, 22 St. Thomas, Moringa Lion, Air Voice VI, Kane Bay Cares. Hi, I'm Nicole Tyson and you're watching I'm Making It Happen. And today we're going to be speaking with Mike Yards. He's a comedian, homegrown right here from St. Croix. And we're going to be able to talk to him more about how he was able to pursue his career in the comedy field. And then also how he feels coming back home and being able to perform live here on St. Croix. We're here with Mike Yards, the comedian extraordinaire. Had a great show last night.
Amazing. Thank you, St. Croix, for all the love, man. Y'all don't even know how special that was to me, to come back home and be received like that, and just be me, nobody else on the bill, just me. I'm gonna tell you, I was nervous that y'all wouldn't show up, but y'all came out, man, and y'all showed a lot of love, and it was amazing, and I can't wait to do it again. Wait, what's up, St. Croix? That's so much better. No, y'all ain't clapping, not yet. And like, we want to see if you're funny for us. I ain't clapping for nobody. I don't know if they're funny yet. I'm excited, man. I'm home. This is where I'm from. This is where I was born.
I was excited. I didn't need to have anybody else on the bill. I was like, you're coming. I love the commercial with the Jamaican president.
Yeah. Well, I do a lot of Jamaican stuff because they're so angry.
You can't get on Air Jamaica talking about, hello, we are taking the plane. All you hear is, sit down. Talk about hijack your mother. They hit it with the pussy, you know me. Cause that's a word in Jamaica. Can't hijack no plane full of angry Jamaicans. And if we had a Jamaican president, we would have a new war every week. Every week, he'd be standing in front of the White House, just mad, just what Rosa said? Rosa said something? Say it again, Rosa, say it one more time. No, say it one more time, I'll match up your country. Say it again, say it again. You don't see the button, you don't see the button. You don't, you don't want me to push that button.
But the president one, I didn't do that last night, though. We aggressive here, too. My goodness, my people. I didn't know that. When I left, I was a kid. So I didn't know how aggressive we are. I keep talking about Jamaicans. I should make some cruiser jokes because we are aggressive.
So we so appreciate that you take the time because you just, had the show last night and you're leaving today in like 2 hours. Yeah. So appreciate the time you're taking.
So if I miss my flight, it's your fault.
It is, but isn't it a good reason to like miss your flight anyways?
Absolutely. I had to come and show you love, man, because you a one-woman team right here, and that's so beautiful. I love it when my people are just taking charge of their lives and doing what they want, and this girl is amazing, so y'all better support her.
Thank you. So I want to get into you, and I know I loved the show last night. It was hilarious from the beginning to the end. I was like, man, it was too short though. You need to have a longer act.
There for an hour.
Only?
What do you mean? Oh, how much you want? Listen to my voice. How much do you think I could give? My voice is almost gone.
I was like, man, it's done. It was so good. Do you have longer acts?
No, normally my act, if I'm headlining, is usually around an hour. Yeah, I don't use. Sometimes, like last night, I went a little bit more than an hour because I was showing love. Because they were showing love, and because of the fact that I knew there was nobody else on the bill. So I was like, let me try to give a full show, so people don't feel cheated. And I know they came out for me, so I wanted to give a full show and show some real love to my home. This is me.
Well, I know that you did extend it because at one point you were like, well, as I wrap up, and then you had some more jokes.
Yeah, you guys are showing so much love, man. So St. Croix, man, y'all don't even know how much I appreciate that, man. It's like a dream come true, really.
Like everybody's like, so he's from here? Yeah, he's from here. Okay, cool, come in.
Yeah, that's what's up. I'm so glad that made people come in. That's awesome that we came out and supported one of our own.
You said you were born and raised on St. Croix. You left at 13.
I left at 13.
And tell us a little bit about that. And what was that experience like? And how did you have to kind of adjust your thinking to be able to survive when you moved to the States?
Yeah. Well, yeah, my parents left. I don't know if you guys remember Martin Marietta. Remember Martin Marietta? My father used to work at Martin Marietta, and when it shut down, he kind of panicked and left the island to go to New York, you know, for broader pastures. And that was definitely some getting used to. I know how life on St. Croix is. There's nothing like that in New York. The people, they're very aggressive. There's no, you know, you don't really know who, like people, you know people here, you go up around them. You pretty much know everybody in Tongue, right? Over there, you could live in the same building and you don't know half the people in your building. It was amazing to me. It was like a culture shock because I never thought you could live in a neighborhood that wasn't really a neighborhood. Because it's a neighborhood when people commingle and they help each other out. That's a neighborhood, right? That's my understanding. Yeah, New York, I don't think they have too many neighborhoods, man. I lived in a building and didn't know half the people in my building. So it's a different setup.
So what did it feel like when you got there, and what adjustments and thinking did you have to make?
Well, you definitely had to change the way you dealt with like people on an interpersonal level, because I moved into East New York, Brooklyn, when we left here, which was at the time the worst neighborhood in the country. I don't know when my father did that to us, but we moved there, and so this good morning and all this, you know, personable stuff that we do here, it could get you in trouble when you're living in a place like that, because people think you're weak or whatever. You know, they don't know you know, this good morning crap, you know. So it took some adjusting and how to become more kind of standoffish. I definitely had to do that. So that took a lot of getting used to, because I'm from the Virgin Islands. I'm friendly. I see people, I say good morning. You know what I mean? You greet people you don't even know. You don't know why you're doing it, but you saw your parents do it all the time, so you do it. Over there, you can't do that, man. It's a different type of living. It's a little bit harsher, a lot less personal, you know, but I got used to it. You know, you adapt. My father left. We left here, man. We left here in 1986. Moved to East New York, Brooklyn. My father moved us to the worst neighborhood in America. I'm not saying that like I'm exaggerating. They had like a bad neighborhood competition, and that neighborhood won. It's a horrible fight. The type of neighborhood where you can get robbed by somebody you know. That's when you know you live in a shitty neighborhood. When you're walking down the street and the brother's like, don't move, and you're like, Tony? But you still robbing people? Ain't you like 48 now? And he's like, shut up, man, don't talk to me while I'm at work. That's what my father did. He said, we going to New York, and I thought it was the other New York that I saw on television. It wasn't the same. That shit was horrible. It was crackheads everywhere. I told my father, I was like, Daddy, you could have killed us in St. Croix, you know. You didn't have to bring us here to get us murdered. You could have just killed us in a paradise place. I would have been happy to die there. We're not making it. Do you see what's going on out there? There are crackheads everywhere.
I know a lot of kids, they can relate because, you know, has closed, and so that's something similar. Parents left to continue their professions and find employment, and then also after the hurricanes, a lot of individuals left with their children to make sure that they didn't have interruptions in their schooling. So what kind of pointers do you think you can give to children that have to leave the Virgin Islands and then have to adapt?
You have to just learn how to adapt to whatever community you're living in, because where I moved, I couldn't be like I was here. I had to change. I had to be more aggressive, more, you know, because this is a horrible neighborhood. For me, all you got to do is just stick close to your family. My family was definitely a big good morning. See that? See how we just say good morning? I love this, man. They don't even know us. Isn't that amazing? But what I had to do was stick close to my family, man. You know, that was my support system that actually helped me through it, because there was a lot of stuff that was going on that if I didn't have my brothers and my sister and my mother and my father, that I wouldn't have been able to handle. So if you're moving with your family, definitely stick close to them, because, you know, that's your foundation. And they always, if all else fails, they always got you. And you know that for sure. Family is number one.
Like, what was your career path before? I know you said you had a job and you was in the Matrix. And then how did you even, you know, find out that you were good at making people laugh? And then what made you feel like you could pursue a career in it?
Well, my mother used to always call me a comedian, right? But not in the sense like get a job as a comedian, because she hated it when I told her that I was starting comedy. She lost her mind. What you mean you doing comedy? All that money I pay for school, you gonna tell jokes for a living? You crazy? She went off on me. But what happened was I was working at the Museum of Modern Art in New York City. I was in the art world, actually, and I had really fell in love with it. And then I met somebody there who was doing stand-up comedy. He was a security guard, and he was doing stand-up comedy, and we used to talk at lunch every day, and I used to throw him pointers for jokes that he was working on. And he used to always tell me, you should do this, man. You could do this. You know all these accents. You know how to write a joke. Why don't you try it? And I used to be like, I'm not going on stage telling people jokes. Are you crazy? And then one day when I was really hating my job, I said, you know what, I'm going to try it. And I tried it, and it worked. My life changed, man. I don't know if I can say this on your network, but it's like crack. Okay. Like once you take a hit, you can't stop. Once I did it, that was it for me. I knew. It's so funny. I'd done a lot of stuff, and I never felt like, yeah. But once I went on that stage, man, that first time, I was like, oh, this is it. And then there was nothing else after that. I never tried anything else. I focused on being a comedian. And now, 20 years later, I'm doing my thing. I've been all over the planet, to do this. I've done this. The governor came out last night. I mean, what governor coming out for you? My friend Lagoon projects. All right? So, dreams come true, kids.
That was amazing. Yeah.
That was amazing when I saw the governor coming in. I was like, oh, the governor? I didn't even know the governor knew who Mike Yard was. Yeah. Apparently he does. That made me feel good. That was awesome.
So tell us, where have you been? You said you've traveled the world doing comedy.
I've been to Europe. I've done comedy in Germany, England, France, and I've been to... what's that country? Scotland. They have a big comedy festival there. I've been to Australia. I've been to Korea. I've been to Japan, Okinawa. I've been to quite a few places to do this, man.
So how do you create jokes that they can relate to in those countries?
Because we have a weird idea that people are different. They're not. I do the same jokes I do here, I do in those countries. I do it everywhere. Because America is the beacon for everybody comes to us for whatever it is that they want to do. So everybody knows what we're up to. So the only thing you have to do when you go to another country to do stand-up is slow it down a little bit. Because sometimes they might not be able to pick up the English that quick, but they get it. And I've always had fun everywhere that I went. Yeah.
So do you make like jokes like that's more specific to their culture though?
Like sometimes when you get to a country, you try to learn stuff about it so you can show them that you have a respect for where they're from. But no, I might do stuff up the beginning that I've noticed since I've been there. Okay. But other than that, I just do my act. I can't write a different act for different people. Jokes are hard to come by, hard. So when y'all see a comic and you see them do a joke twice, don't be judging them. You know how hard it is to come up with one joke? You got to try it like dozens of times before you get it. Okay. Yeah.
Well, it seems easy to you though, because you were you were just creating jokes on the fly, off of individuals in the audience.
Yeah, well, that's practice. When you get in front of enough audiences, you kind of learn how to be able to adapt and how to pivot when you need to. Because you can't just, it's a psychology too. A lot of times you can't just go up and tell jokes because people need to transition. In their mind they need it to click. Oh, we're listening to jokes now. So that's why sometimes you got to go up and talk. See, I'm giving all my tricks away. I can't be doing that. Sometimes you got to just make people know that you're a personable person, that you're not here and they're there. You got to come a little closer, and once they see, oh, this dude is cool, then they loosen up a lot of times. And that's what was able to happen, because that youth man in the front was not trying to laugh at anything, but I tickled his ass. He knows he laughed. I don't care how gangster you are, you giggled.
You don't believe me? I don't believe that man. That man is like, you can't sit in the front like this, dog. You can't do that, man. It's bad comedy posture, you know what I'm saying? Because when you want to laugh, it comes from in yassa, right? So when you do this and you want to laugh, you're fighting it, you see what I mean? So the pressure, the gun come out like it's supposed but the pressure got come out, so when you know what I mean? You're going to up that whole section. So let me just relax and let the joke them happen, you know what I mean? No disrespect, man, don't get mad. I say get mad, don't do that.
Don't do that. We ain't doing that tonight. It's joke. You hear me? I know you ain't gonna fart on the man. I know that.
Yeah, that was funny. So, is there anything that, like, any tidbits you wanna, or encouragement that you can give to individuals who, like, might be in a profession or a job right now? You said they have a hobby or they have another interest, but they're not sure of how to go about transitioning or even pursuing it.
Well, the beauty of it now is that anything you want to do now, you can just go on Google and find, you know, different avenues to get involved in it. Like even with comedy, you can just go online and wherever you are, you can find ways to get into it. For me, I say this: if you got something that's in your heart that you can't shake, then pursue it. Don't upend your life to do it, because I did it smart. Like, I still worked and did comedy until comedy caught up with the job so that I can quit. No, don't just jump in. And that starving artist thing is for the birds. Don't believe that. You should be able to eat while you're doing your art. So, you know, just whatever's in your heart, just follow it, you know, and that passion will never lead you wrong, man. I learned that. Like, don't ever second guess your passion, what you believe you were destined to do. Other people will try to tell you no, you know? Don't pay attention to that.
So how did you, like, overcome, like, the naysayers that said that they, that you shouldn't? Was there anyone saying that you were, well, you said your mom said you were crazy.
Pops, everybody said that. What are you doing? You doing comedy? Is that a job? That's not a job. But the good thing is, my partner was telling me that the other day. He's like, yo, even when you were small, you would never let people tell you what to do, or you would never give in to bullying or any of that, what do you call it, peer pressure. So I don't really ever care what people say about me and how I live my life, because it's mine. And, you know, I'm not going to let any outside influence have control over what I do in my life. And I would advise anybody to do that. Don't let other people tell you how to find your happiness, because you'll never find it. You'll find what they want you to find, but you won't find what you're looking for. So I never listen to that. I don't care what people say.
When did you decide it was the right time to go full-time in the comedy?
2000. When the Y2K happened, I was like, I'm not going into the next century having a job. And so I took that shot, and I said, you know what, I'm just going to do this. You know, if it works, it works. If not, it doesn't, but I'm going to try it. And I went in feet first, quit my job, and then that was it. And this thing, man, always tells you when you're supposed to be in it. Because even when there were times when I was like, I don't even know how I'm going to pay my rent, something would come. You know, like one time I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna pay my rent. And then BET Comic View calls, and they're like, hey, we want you to come to Atlanta and do the show. That was my rent. That was a television spot. That was a credit. You know what I mean? This business and God, whichever God you believe in, however you believe in God, will always tell you where you need to be. You just gotta listen. You know?
So, well, before you said in 2K that when you quit, what were you doing before then to set yourself up to know that, you know, you could possibly sustain yourself at some level?
Well, you know what, truthfully, I'm not a big planner. I'm very much the artist where I'm very impulsive. So I didn't really like save up like a lot of money, but when I was working at the museum, I had people there that loved me, and so what I was able to get was a lot of sick days and comp days, so they gave me a nice little, I had a little bit of money that I could, you know, hold on for a little bit while I hustle hard in this. And so that's what I did. But I wouldn't advise to just do that. You should definitely plan and make sure that you're not starving. You know what I mean? I didn't do it right. But it worked out for me because this is what God's plan is for me. I believe that firmly, wholeheartedly.
You were doing comedy shows though, right?
Yeah,
so how did you build up your audience before you quit?
I didn't even know whether I built up an audience or not. What happened was that I was doing this everywhere and I was doing well. And I don't think like I had a following at the time, but what I did have was the fact that I was good. And so comedians would book me. Once I started getting a lot more calls from comedians all over the country, then I was like, okay, I could do this because the comedians know who I am. You know, and they'll put me in front of the people who will then know who I am. But that's how you really got to get it going. Once you start, you make sure you go to all the spots that you can go to so comedians know who you are. So comedians who have been in the game for a while will book you on shows that they have. You know, so they'll call you and be like, I'm going to Harrisburg, come down with me. So that's how I built up my, you know, the clubs that I work, you know, and the different places that I've been through other comedians. That's how the game works, really.
Now I want to talk about just St. Croix and you coming back home, or what are some of the things that you appreciate, and when do you plan to come back?
Well, I'm definitely coming back real soon. Coming back here just reawaken what I had for this country before I left. Because when I left, I did not want to leave. I loved it. And then being in New York as long and adapting and going through what you go through, you become, you know, a product of your environment, right? So coming back here, just the realness of the people and how people here, if they don't like you, they let you know. You know what I mean? That's one thing I know, and that's where I think that's where I got that from. You know, and they're real, but they're good people. And then the beauty. This is a beautiful place, man. You know? And you don't get to see this. I don't get to sit by the water like this in New York and, you know, watch people in the ocean. Just it's what, 11 o'clock?
It is, yeah.
It's 10:30, and people swimming, you know, getting their little exercise on. You know, people walk. This is what I miss. This serenity. This New York is so busy all the time, and sometimes you just need this. You know. You just need to relax and just sleep by the waterfront and hope you don't get robbed.
Like, that's what I was saying. Where were you sleeping? He said he was sleeping right. I don't know if you could see it, but there's a table back there.
You see them little benches back there, them little stools back there? I was sleeping right over there on one of them things. I ain't scared. I'm in St. Croix. This is my home.
You say he's from Lagoon, so.
I in Lagoon, my West, man. I in West Side good. I would love to have like a winter home here where I could just leave New York when them snowstorms come and just come right back home. It's going to happen. It's gonna happen.
Well, is there anything else you would like to mention regarding individuals making it happen, or anything regarding, you know, insights that you may have that could benefit individuals watching?
Yeah, I know this is kind of cliche, but the reason you keep hearing it is because it's so true. Like, you know, like especially for kids, like, don't let anybody steal your dreams, man. You know. Whatever you feel in your heart that you want to do, whatever drives you, whatever makes you most happiest when you're doing it, you don't want to spend the rest of your life doing something that makes you miserable, trust me. So follow your heart, just do it smart, but definitely follow your heart and follow your dreams, man, because they can come. I'm from here, man. I was born in Charles Howard Memorial Hospital in St. Croix, U.S. Virgin Islands. I grew up in Lagoon projects, okay? And I performed in front of the president. I've performed in front of Jesse Jackson. I've been on shows with everybody you could think of. I've been on shows with them. So anything is possible, man. I didn't think it was possible when I was living here. That wasn't a reality, but it is. So I'm telling you, you can do it.
Was there any times that you felt like you wanted to give up, even though you felt it was your passion? And how did you overcome that feeling?
Well, the one time that I really felt like I wanted to quit was I was married and my wife passed away like 6 years ago. And at that point, I was like, yeah, I don't know how I can ever make people laugh again because there's nothing funny. You know what I mean? These things happen, you know, and they really test you. But what happened was I had a friend, and it's funny, he's a Trump supporter now, so it's weird. Like, I have issues with him now. But this guy, man, he just wouldn't let me quit. He just would call me almost every day and be like, what are you doing? You're writing jokes? Please don't quit. He was like, don't do it. I see a lot of people go through these things and they quit. And he would just call me every day and be like, please, whatever you do, don't quit. Just don't quit. Take your time. And he looked out for me. So he's really the reason why I came back, because, you know, I was definitely ready to quit. Yeah, there was nothing funny in life after that. But he definitely, you know, I would thank him forever for that.
I'm sorry to hear that. That can be a devastating blow, I definitely know. So
yeah, definitely. That's one of the hardest things I've ever had to deal with. But, you know, if you got good people in your life, you can bounce back from anything. Definitely. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for the time.
Thank you.
I'm so appreciative. You're about to be on a flight at 12, and it is now 12:30. Yeah. And so I appreciate you taking the time and, you know, sharing your insight with our viewers and myself. And I'm definitely looking forward to the next show that you're going to have. Yeah.
And for my people in St. Croix, please, could you please not wait until the night of to get tickets, and then you calling my boy and you calling me about some tickets. I ain't giving you no tickets at 2 hours before the show. All right?
You know how we do, last minute. You know, you have it in the back of your mind, you're going to get the ticket.
We have to stop doing that. That's why I ain't getting. That's why I ain't getting. Like 200 people ain't getting that place. That's what it was telling me. A lot of people didn't get in, so
it was packed last night. It was like almost standing. It was standing room.
It was standing room, man. It was love. It was so much love, and I'm so thankful. I'm so blessed, man. That was awesome.
Gotta come back.
Definitely.
Well, thank you again.
Thank you for having me. What's that? Come on,
Oh,
man.
thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Awesome.
Talking to you.
It was a pleasure meeting you yesterday and definitely getting to know you a little bit better today. And we look forward to following up with you soon and seeing you when you come back. And thank you for watching I'm Making It Happen. We are so appreciative of Mike Yards being on the show with us today. I'm Nicole Tyson. Until next time, keep making it happen in your lives. And also go to our Facebook page, like our page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, check out our website, I'mMakingItHappen.com, and we'll see you in the next episode.
You got everything going on.
Take care. Thank
you.
you.
What's up, y'all? This is Mike Yard, and I'm making it happen. Are you?
This was an NT Media production. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. It's a sociable thing to do.